The Baltimore Ravens have made a decision on the future of Lamar Jackson heading into the 2023 offseason and potentially the 2023 season. We're live. It's happy hour somewhere on the Flex Zone podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. It's breaking it all down. God's favorite host, Big Raj. You know we bring the heat, baby. Let's talk about this Lamar Jackson situation and another quarterback getting paid before Lamar. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Vote on the poll. Let us know your thoughts as we get ready to come to you live. Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it, Big Raj.
When you need it.
What you need right now, that breaking Baltimore Ravens news. We're live for happy hour here on the YouTube channel. You guys know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Big Raj, how you feeling first and foremost, brother? Are you still a little running hot?
I don't know what to really say, man. I'm just so disappointed, honestly. Like, I was running extremely hot earlier, and I'm facing the reality that this team it just is what it's going to be.
Well, if you didn't hear the news, breaking news today. Today was the deadline for the Baltimore Ravens to place the franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson, but it appears they didn't place the exclusive franchise tag. And Rod, you said you felt like they might end up putting the non-exclusive franchise tag on him, which basically equivalent to an NBA restricted free agent, meaning teams can negotiate, strike a deal with him, and the Ravens would indeed receive 2 number 1 picks back in return. I'm a little flabbergasted that they decided to do this. They must have some inkling that certain teams aren't in on him. We did hear the Falcons, the Panthers aren't in on him currently as well.
Yeah, we heard that this. I'm pretty sure that Steve Bisciotti or Eric DeCosta during the combine was making their rounds, talking to each owner about if they're interested in Lamar Jackson and what would y'all pay him if y'all decided to go after him. And yeah, man, I'm pretty sure they did their homework supposedly, and they got a good read on the market, and they decided to come up with this non-exclusive tag because it's $32 million, and it gives Lamar a chance to actually go out there and find the deal that he wants. Now, all it takes is one team to give him exactly what he wants, and I believe that one team will give him something that he wants, or the money that he wants. Say at Washington, the Commanders. I mean, I know their owner is leaving, but he can strike up a deal that's like $300 million, $232 million guaranteed, or something like that, while he's on his way out the door. Or the Carolina Panthers might be back in the mix. I mean, you just never know, like, who was telling the truth or who's lying, honestly. And the Ravens. I mean, I made a video last year stating that Steve Bisciotti would never give Lamar Jackson a guaranteed contract, and right now it's still holding true to this day. Like I figured it would. And Lamar Jackson hasn't budged on any of these contracts that EDC has, given him. And it's so bad that Ozzie Newsome at the last hour had to get involved, and nothing still.
When was the last time we heard him speak? It's been a minute.
I mean, since he retired, I think that's the last time we heard him speak, which was, well, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. But this whole situation, man, is devastating. It really is. As a Ravens fan, this is devastating. It should never have came down to this. They should have had this man signed. I mean, this is a unanimous MVP from 2019. who's done nothing but play great football when he's out there on the field, and they have done nothing but just run amok, honestly. And they haven't surrounded him with the right talent. They got hurt a lot because of the strength coach, and it's just been a bunch of foolishness back and forth. And as a fan of this football team, as this franchise, I've never seen the Ravens do anything like they have done this year. I've never seen it. Now, usually, I've seen franchise tags on players before, of course, but it's like they're daring him to be like, all right, well, go get. You know what? We kind of really don't want you like that anyway. Go out there and go get that $230 million. And if we want to match it, sure, we'll match it. But if not, yeah, we'll just take the 2 first round picks. I'm like, bro, he's more than just 2 first round picks. He's worth more than just that. Like I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand this decision. I really don't. I would have gave him the exclusive tag, the $45 million, and if we couldn't come to a deal, then I'm going to get as much draft picks as I possibly can. And they don't even want to do that. So I I don't know what's going on, man. I told you, yes, I told you last night during the show. I figured something stupid was going to happen today. And by God, to me, to be honest with you, to me, this is the dumbest decision they have made in a very, very long time. And if they lose him for just 2 first round picks, and you know what, they can't even dictate what their first round picks are. All right, they could be
And
three.
honestly, it won't be a top 2 or 3. It ain't gonna be Chicago or Houston or, like they said, Big Reg got a list up here. I mean, Washington, Carolina, Miami, Giants, Falcons all said they're out. I mean, you're not going to get the number 1 pick or number 2 pick. You're going to get probably a mid to late round pick.
Right, you're gonna get like the back end of the first round. So I just don't. I don't understand. I don't. I don't understand what they're doing. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully somebody gives them a deal that they can match. But as of right now, man, I'm disgusted, man. As a fan of this team, I've never seen no shit like this before in my entire life. And I hope it works out for the Ravens. I hope Steve, the slick guy that he is with the comb over, I hope it works out for him because they're gambling right now. They are
Do
gambling.
you think this is them being a little cheap also? Instead of, like you said, paying him the 45, they're going to pay him the 32, maybe try to add more pieces or keep some of their guys who will be potential free agency or cap casualties in the coming weeks, but also with the list of teams out, who is left that would sign him?
They say, you know what, they saying that they're out right now, but it's only day one. I mean, Washington, Carolina, Miami, the Giants, the Falcons, all can still be in this thing. We just don't know what's going to really happen, honestly. I mean, and of course, yes, they could keep a lot of these guys, but right now everybody's on pins and needles right now. Everybody in the organization, as far as players, are on pins and needles. Calais Campbell's is doing this right now, hoping and praying that Lamar Jackson stays with the Ravens because that's where he wants to be at to finish his career. And I just, for the life of me, man, I understand what they're trying to do. I get it. They want to save money. That's what they're always about, saving money because they don't have enough money to do this. They don't have enough money to do that. Oh my God, if he's on a $45 million, cap spree that they can't afford to get no wide receivers or get more people around him. Bullshit. All of it is bullshit. They can definitely still go out there and get players, and they can go out there and build around him. Just look at the Rams. They've done it with all that talent that they had. Now they're regretting it right now because they got to get rid of a lot of people. But still, for a 2 year span, it worked out.
And they got
And
that
let's
Super Bowl. That's all that matters.
exactly, and let's not forget the Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens of 2000. They had like probably one of the highest defensive players of all time, and that only happened for 2 years. 2 years also. So and it worked out as well. So I
Big Reg,
all
we're
this,
going to get to that Daniel Jones thing, by the way, too.
so all this stuff about that they can't afford to get wide receivers, they can't afford to do this or do that is bullshit. It is. It's bullshit. And I The Ravens are just being stubborn, bro. That's what it comes down to. They're still stuck in the old mentality. They're stuck in their old ways. This is the NWO right now. They want to be they want to still be in yesteryear. And if it costs them Lamar Jackson and they can't replace this guy, man. I'm telling look, you said I was crazy. The next 5 to 10 years, bro, they might not be going nowhere, yo. Mediocreville is where they're going to be going.
But Big Red is making some points. Saints got Derek Carr. Seahawks re-signed your boy Gene Malenko, Geno Smith. Daniel Jones just signed today. Carolina, Atlanta, Giants, Washington Commanders said they're out. For now, we have to take them for their word. And Big Red said it, I think, also, too. They were at the combine, and you alluded to it. They talked to the owners, and they know that nobody's going to give them that guaranteed contract. Guys like Joe Burrow, guys like Jalen Hurts, they're not going to get fully guaranteed. I think the Ravens are going to match if anybody does try to offer him that. But this is going to have to be resolved within the next 6 weeks because the draft is coming up. So if this doesn't happen before the draft, I think Lamar will definitely be here in 2023, Raj. I just have to, till he's not here, I have to believe he's going to be here. And I know Brian said he sent you something.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Well, you can blow it up. This is what he sent me.
Okay, let me pull it
If
up
you can
for you.
see.
Yeah, I can see it. Looks like it is. How many teams will say via reports that they're not in on Lamar but request his phone number? Ryan Mink from BaltimoreRavens.com. And I, I mean, the Jets are a team that comes to mind because if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, I could definitely see Woody Johnson doing some goofy things like that, giving Lamar fully guaranteed. I could see him possibly trying to do that if we're going to talk about a team that could do something. And they're only going to give up 2 first-round picks. The Jets got plenty of picks.
Right, they got plenty of picks. They can give him any two first round picks, honestly. But I just, well, Brian might be right. They probably did give up, because they didn't probably gave him I don't know how many deals, for over 2 years. They probably gave him at least 10 deals, and he said no to all of them because he's stuck on the deal that he wants. And like you said before, he doesn't want to negotiate. He just wants what he wants, and that's how it comes. That's what it comes down to. Sometimes you gotta take the extreme route, and I kind of wish they didn't take this route, but if it works out for the Ravens, that's great. But I just don't see it happening, man. I think somebody at the 11th hour is going to come in and they're going to snatch Lamar Jackson. He's just too valuable right now as a commodity, and he's still 26 years old, and he still has a lot of room to grow. We haven't really seen him with elite talent around him. So I mean, I just don't know, man. I don't know. This is a really risky move by the Ravens, and hopefully it doesn't backfire on him. Hopefully he does stay in Baltimore, but I still see him leaving. I do. I don't know which team is going to get him. I don't know what team is going to bite first, but I'm guaranteeing you there's going to be some team that's going to get him, and that's going to pay him that guaranteed contract, or at least close to it. That he's going to be like, all right, well, and the Ravens are not going to match it.
Sean, I did not see what the Bear safety said. You can fill us in the comments, let us know because we're just taking everything as we get it. But Big Reg, you're right. He does not have to sign the tag until after the draft, and the Ravens will be screwed because they wouldn't probably get the picks till possibly next year. So it could be a lot of options that could happen. The Ravens could bet on themselves and lose. I don't know what's going to happen, but until he's not here, I have to believe that he's going to be here because the Ravens, like you said, went to the combine, talked to people. They know what he's going to get. Looks like nobody's going to give him that fully guaranteed contract. But Big Raj, like you said, it takes that one team. All it takes is one in the 11th hour. An injury. A player they wanted to draft doesn't fall to them. Somebody they wanted in free agency doesn't sign with them, or they have to cut a player due to cap numbers. And they could swoop in. Who's to say Daniel Snyder doesn't make one last attempt as owner of the Washington Commanders and say, I'm going to give a fully guaranteed contract and screw all you owners since y'all want to kick me out.
Yeah, that could definitely happen, and I don't want to see it happen, but it could definitely happen. And let's not let's not diminish any of his accomplishments, man, because that's what I think the Ravens organization has been kind of doing as well. With all these reports, that's not coming from Lamar's side. They're just coming from the Ravens side. All the Ravens reporters, writing columns, saying little slick stuff, out of the side of their pens, and the editorials, man. it's been crazy. It's been really crazy. And also, everybody's favorite guy, what's his name from the Baltimore Sun?
Oh,
Um,
your boy Mike Preston,
yes, Mike Preston. He wrote a scathing article the
the
other day
professor.
about the. And of course, remember the other scathing article that he wrote about Lamar, but and he had to retract the statements. But either way, man, this is a total mess. This is this is a total mess. I've never seen nothing like this before in my life as a Ravens fan. We always make the right decisions, like I was saying before. We always told the line of, okay, we're going to do this, but we're not going to do this. We're going to do this. And when it comes to their superstar players, they always take care of them. The Ray Lewises, the Ed Reeds, the Jonathan Ogdens of the world, the Joe Flacco's, the Ray Rices, even though what happened to him, but the Justin Tuckers. I mean, all the superstars that are on our team from a time period all got second contracts, and right now this right here, man, it's an empty feeling. It's an empty feeling, and I've
Well,
been listening, and I've
go
been
ahead.
going around. What you about to
No,
say?
go ahead.
Oh, so I've been going
Go ahead.
around today. I've been listening to our boy Engraven. He had a couple videos that came out after the news, and Nitro. He had a video that came out,
I
and
see
a lot.
Raven C had something.
Raven C has something.
Saw that.
Bobby Trossett and Sarah Ellison did their thing, and right now Kevin Oestreicher is on. Giving their take. I see all the Ravens. Reporters, the Ravens, our flock. Just have an opinion. And I'm not saying that they're right or wrong. I'm just saying that this is big news, man. This is huge news, and this could shape the organization for years to come. So whatever happens, I'm just praying that it doesn't end very ugly. So I understand what the Ravens did. I get it. It took me a minute. I was very pissed off 2 hours ago.
I
Very
looked at
angry.
my phone and I thought something was wrong. I just saw a bunch of messages. I had to make sure you were all right.
I was very angry.
I was a
I
little
was very
worried.
pissed off because I expected the exclusive tag, but
Oh
I
yeah, I've
understand.
never seen nothing like this. I don't even think I've ever seen a non-exclusive tag that I can remember off the top of my head. And anybody in the chat can let me know. I don't even remember a non-exclusive. All you hear is what exclusive tag from any position.
Exclusive
You look
tag.
at yesterday, Josh Jacobs. You look at yesterday, Tony Pollard. You look at quarterbacks in the past. Look at Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins. All of these guys played under franchise tags. You don't hear non-exclusive franchise tag used very often. So I was surprised to hear that they even thought about using it.
Exactly, and that yeah, it's never been nothing like it for Baltimore. But
And
I
that
mean,
is a little bit of a slight. The man has a 75% winning percentage. He is an MVP, unanimous. He has taken his team to the playoffs. Yes, he's been hurt. Yes, he has not had the weapons around him, but he is the best quarterback, I think, to take the Ravens to a Super Bowl, which we ultimately want. And he is still arguably a top 5, top 6 quarterback, in my opinion.
so I got a question for you because I'm not sure how this process really goes. Maybe you might know because I really don't. All right, so they gave him a franchise tag today. All right, free agency starts when next week, I believe.
Yes, next week. That's correct.
Okay, is he allowed to actually negotiate with teams like right now?
I believe he is able to negotiate with teams, I believe, up until July, because I think you have until July to get a long term deal, or you have to play under that designation for the upcoming season. So you have from now until July where this could be worked out. I just think we'll have something figured out probably before the draft because I don't think a team is going to trade for him after the draft. Personally, I just don't see it.
So he's still able to come. He still can work out with the Ravens too if he wants
Yeah,
to.
he still can get a deal with the Ravens. That can still happen, but if not, they will pay him the non-exclusive. And I mean, if the Bears safety did say that, I want to ask you about the Daniel Jones situation real quick because he gets 160 guaranteed. He gets 35 in incentives, 82 over the first 2 years. We saw Geno Smith get 52 in the first year. 82 over the first 2 years, 94 guaranteed, and the cap number is only 19 million this year. So Daniel Jones, add him to the list of quarterbacks getting paid before Lamar Jackson with Derek Carr, Geno Smith, and possibly Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts on the way as well.
It's a good contract, man, for Daniel Jones. He capitalized off of that 1 year of greatness that he had last year, and it wasn't really great.
I think he only
Number,
threw like 15 touchdowns.
yeah, he threw like 15 touchdowns. Numbers wise, it was terrible, but I mean, he capitalized on it, so you can't be mad at him. But it's a good contract for him. I mean, he's going to get a lot of money up front, and I can't knock the New York Giants, man. They got both of their guys. They still got Saquon for another year on a tag, which is $10 million. They signed up Daniel Jones. They got exactly what they wanted. They signed both of these guys. Um, so that's a good thing for the Giants. That's a good thing for them. But hold up, what is Baltimore?
Yeah, I wanted to get this question in there.
It depends. It depends. Ravens, Gunny. It depends because see, I'm gonna give this a little bit of time. If Lamar Jackson does leave, and we do have to start over with another quarterback, whether it be a bridge quarterback or a rookie quarterback, I believe Harbaugh has at least 2 years, 2 years to see if he can make the playoffs, and it still can be a winning team. He has 2 years now. For if he can't get it done in 2 years, he's gone. And I think if they still terrible after that, I give EDC that third year. I think he'll be gone right after that. So yeah, if they really f this up, which I can see them doing because they've been goofy all along, and they continue to be goofy with what they're doing right now, and they lose Lamar and they lose a lot of the fan base and they lose a lot of veteran players. Yeah, this could be a whole regime change, a whole regime change for real. But hopefully it doesn't come down to that. Hopefully Lamar stays here. I prefer that, but I mean we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I know Lamar has to be pissed off about seeing these guys get paid more than him when they've done less than him. So we did
I
have a
don't
go ahead.
but you
Go
know
ahead.
I'm gonna say this. I don't think that he's pissed about that because I think you know what I'm gonna say this. I think the Ravens have been giving him fair contracts, like fair, really really good contracts. He just doesn't want them. He thinks he wants the biggest contract possible. I really do believe that now.
So do you
I
think he
think so.
deserves it? Are you giving him 232 million guaranteed? That's what he wants, more than Deshaun Watson.
Course, I'm giving him that. I'm giving him that Patrick Mahomes deal, and I'm spreading that thing out for 8 years. You damn right he deserves that. I would have been done that. I'd be like, look, that's what you want. All right, great. We're gonna give it to you. I would have done that 2 years ago, or at least after the Deshaun Watson deal. But still, I would have gave him that, man. I would have been signing before this Deshaun Watson deal. But they slow footed. They waited and they waited and they waited, just like they did with Joe Flacco back in the day. They kept waiting and waiting and waiting until boom, now you got to pay them all this money, and now they just running around and not knowing what to do. But yeah, I would have been. I would. I mean, come on, man. He's a former MVP. You win with him. And plus, on top of that, not only do you win with him, but you also don't have to put the top talent around him for him to win. He doesn't need the greatest wide receivers. Hell, he doesn't even need one wide receiver half the damn time. He just needs a good tight end, and that's what he had for the whole time he was here. So, I mean, what are we saying, man? I mean, come on, pay him. They know they should have been done that. They know they should have did that. EDC, like I told you last week, EDC in that press conference, he looked like he's about to cry.
Because
He
he
know
went to
he
Miami and Lamar probably told his ass, "You better come back with a fully guaranteed deal."
exactly. He took his ass down there yesterday, 2 days ago. Probably had tears in his eyes. Lamar was like, "Get out my house, man."
He probably was begging him on his hands and knees.
Probably was begging him. He was like, "Man, get out of here before I stick the dogs on you for real. Get out of here." And don't you even bring Ozzy here. Don't you bring Ozzy over here. So yeah, they just playing. Yo, they've been playing, man. They have been playing, and I don't understand why. They know they've been through this before. They know what goes on when you don't get the deals done. You know the price goes up. You know we're a cheap organization. Get it while you can get it when it's low. Don't wait till it gets high. And and now we're in this situation right now. Looking stupid, looking dumb.
Real quick, it was a new coaching hire today I want to touch on before we kind of get through the rest of what we have to say. The Ravens did hire defensive backs coach from the Eagles. Let me go ahead and pull that up because I just had the information in front of me. Just had it in front of me. What was it? Oh, they hired. Just had his name. Hold on, I got it for you. They hired Denard Wilson as new defensive back coach. Comes from the Eagles. What you think about that?
Hmm. You saying
Kind of a
defensive coach? He's a defensive
Yeah,
coach.
defensive back coach coming from the Eagles. He was the defensive pass game coordinator, defensive backs coach.
Oh, the
They
Ravens
did.
hired
Yes, from the Eagles. Yep, he'll be the new defensive backs coach.
him. Hopefully, well, hopefully you don't have a defense plan like they played in the Super Bowl. But I mean, that's totally neither here nor there. Um, I think it's interesting because the Eagles did have a good defense, like the Ravens. But that secondary did slack off a little bit last year, especially against the Miami Dolphins. My God, oh, I don't want to bring that up no more. But yeah, they've had issues in the secondary, especially in crunch time. A lot of times in the fourth quarter, they would give up big touchdowns, and they would, we would had a lead, and other teams would just find a way to beat us in the air. So hopefully he can make an adjustment. Hopefully he helps Marlon Humphrey and whoever else is going to be at the
They
cornerback
need
position.
corners, man. They need corners.
Yeah, they don't. Are they only down to like what two or three?
Peters, I don't see Peters coming back. I mean,
And they got Daryl Worley and they got Humphrey and
Pepe Williams and
yeah,
Armour
Pepe
Davis,
Williams.
but they can't stay healthy.
But yeah, neither one of them looks like they're not going to be more than just guys. But so I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it's a good hire. We're going to find out. But well, they're going to need some more cornerbacks in this draft. They're going to have to find a way to figure something out. And with this Lamar situation, that's still going to be lurking to the foreseeable future until something happens. We don't know we don't know how this team is going to be shaped. We don't even know who's coming back and who's not coming back. Free agency next week. Free agency is next week, but it's just like you still don't really know who your quarterback is going to be. That's another whole situation right there, where it's like, all right, I mean, he's the quarterback on paper, but it still messes up the free agency for the Ravens because he is not locked down. Anybody can touch him.
And the Ravens already were against the cap as they are every year. And the report came out the other day. They spent the least amount of money on offense the past 4 years.
And
I do
how
agree.
is that?
I do agree, Malik, though. But that comment, by the way, I just don't see it. But all it takes is one, so we'll see.
All it takes is one, but I don't understand how you get to this point where you're 32nd in the league on offensive spending. I don't get that. And you're going up against the cap. What? Because all these defenders that y'all paid, I paid Roquan Smith a record breaking $100 million, $100 million deal, and you can't afford to pay Lamar Jackson or anybody else. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't get this, bro. For the life of me, I don't understand what they're doing. I really don't. Like the exclusive tag would have been a lot better because then you could have still been like, all right, well, he's not going to be courted by anybody else. We can only negotiate with him, and if we can't get nothing done with him, we can have him for 1 year, or we can trade him.
Which
But
I thought they were going to do. I said, well, if they're going to trade him, it'll be after this year. That way, then he can do whatever he wants. But now, I mean, I don't know either. We don't know. We don't know. Nobody. Then the people out there, like you said, all these people talking and sources, this and that, we don't know. The Ravens don't know. Lamar, he seems to be foot planted that he wants fully guaranteed. The Ravens don't know what the hell they're going to do, honestly, at this point. I think they're just banking on, they hope that these teams who probably deceived them and said, oh, yeah, we're not going to give them fully guaranteed, don't give them fully guaranteed. Then, like you said, in the 11th hour, somebody gives them fully guaranteed, possibly.
and you know what? What free agents wants to come here? What free agents who if even if they wanted to come here, who wants to come here with this mess? Who? Who wants to be here? You think Odell Beckham wants to come here? No. Who else is a free agent? They got interest in Alan Lazard, but why would you come here? You don't even know who the damn quarterback's going to be.
And he's not even a number one receiver.
No, he's like a number 2 or 3. So
But
it's
here he
like,
would be a number one. But yeah, yeah.
but it messes up a lot of things. This messes up a lot of things. Unless somebody gives him a contract tomorrow that's halfway decent and he accepts it, and the Ravens match it, and then boom, he's our quarterback for the next 4 or 5 years. Great, but like you said, this can last until July. Till July.
In my opinion, I don't think Lamar even shows up on time. I think he shows up probably the week before the regular season, which means the offense is going to be behind. He's going to be behind, and that means the Ravens are going to lose a lot of games early on, folks. Just being honest.
They are gambling. They are playing with fire, bro. They are playing with extreme fire. You would have thought that that the God of War Kratos was coming up in here, swinging them damn swords around or whatever. That's how bad this is, man. This is beyond bad. People are, some people are happy right now. I'm like, I don't understand why. I wouldn't be happy still not knowing who your quarterback is going to be, and not having a definitive option. Hold on, James.
Yes, that's why I'm laughing because I'm
Oh,
reading Jameis Winston. Oh God,
yes,
no.
Jameis Winston is a realistic option.
Who else you want to throw in there? Baker Mayfield, Tyler
Baker
Huntley,
Mayfield
bringing
is
him
a
back.
realistic option. All these,
Stetson
all these
Stetson Bennett from Georgia, since his offensive coordinator's here. I mean,
Ryan
my God.
Tannehill is still an option. Yes, all these bums, all these mid guarded quarterbacks are an option right now. All of them, every single last one of them are an option.
Or your favorite, Raj, the combine freak, the standout, the Terminator with the body like the Rock, Anthony Richardson from Florida.
Man, he's not even ready yet. He's raw as hell, man. He don't got. I mean, don't get me wrong. He might be a good player in the next 2 to 3 years, but nah, he's not ready right now. He's not. Now he looked great in the column. He looked great in underwear, like I said last night. He looked great in underwear, but he and he could throw some nice passes here and there. But what did he do? What did he do in Florida again? What did he do?
Didn't beat Georgia. Didn't beat
No,
Alabama. Didn't
nope,
win any SEC championships or national championships.
nope.
Missed a
So
couple throws.
yes. So I mean, God
Very
bless.
raw. Very raw prospect. I agree with you.
God bless him. I hope he does have a great career. I don't want to see him here. No, thank you. And so I see AR-15, but nah, AR-15 can stay his ass in the combine. I don't want him with the Ravens. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. I'm not saying that it would be, you know what? It would be too much pressure on him. It would be too much pressure on him right out the gate. And I don't want that for him. I really don't. It'd be like Malik Willis with the Tennessee Titans. It'd be exactly just like that. They thought, oh yeah, he can go in there. He can ball out. Nah, 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 nah. I don't want that. I don't want that for him. I don't. I don't. So my man said pause.
Yeah,
but
I don't
but
know,
ladies
man.
and gentlemen, if you've just joined this chat, please hit that like and subscribe button, man. We do this all the time. We talk Ravens. We talk all kinds of other sports as well. But right now we're just venting. As Ravens fans, we're venting right now because, and I know all you guys on here are probably Ravens fans as well. And I'm just Tyler. I'm disgusted, man. I am. I'm not happy at all. I am not. I have not been happy this entire year, honestly. I seen something like this coming. When I went to training camp last year, around August, and I seen Lamar Jackson come out, and he wasn't too happy, and he just shut down the contract talks. He was like, we're no longer negotiating until after the season. I was like, that's not really a good look. That's not really a good thing. So yeah, man, I've been feeling it since then. During the season, he's 1 minute he's happy, the next minute he's not. He's cussing out his teammates. He's not really talking to people. He's not really smiling like that. Then he gets hurt, and then you don't hear from him. We still haven't really heard from him. He's tweeting things out. Then he's on Instagram, trolling the fans, doing all this silliness, and I at this point, man, and now the Ravens are feeding into it as well by not, giving him exclusively giving him a franchise deal, but they want to let him just test the market. I It's just not really. It's not a. I'm not feeling good, man. As a Ravens fan, I'm really not. and this division is already hard enough because we got to deal with Burrow and we got to deal with Kenny Pickett. Okay, he's going to be really good, I think, and we still got to deal with Deshaun Watson. That's going to be here for a minute. Uh, I just don't know what the Ravens are going to do. I really don't, and they don't have an offense. They don't. They don't have an offense. So and like EDC said, now one thing he did say last week that I agree with is you cannot win in this league without a quarterback. Now, 20 years ago, you could. When Trent Dilfer, you could win without a quarterback. Even 10 years ago, you could. You could win without a quarterback. But as of right now, if you don't have a good quarterback, you asked out, man. And the Ravens are playing with they're playing with deadly fire. They're playing with deadly fire right now. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of the clueless fans don't understand that they are playing with fire. This organization can go one or two ways. They can go up or they can go down, and they're leaning towards going down at this point.
Derek, I think you got the comment of the day. No party is right in this situation. Is really ridiculous on both sides. I completely agree with you, brother. Lamar is. I'm pissed at Lamar. I'm pissed at the Ravens. The both sides had a lot of time to get this done, so I agree with you on that. And Tyler, you're right. The writing was on the wall. Sadly, you guys are preaching to the choir. I can't even refute that. Like I said, we wanted to give you, like Rod said, this therapy session to unpack and give your thoughts as Ravens fans. Comment and let us know how you're feeling. But I don't like it either. I don't like it either because you are playing with fire. You're gambling and you're banking on speculation and innuendo, not on fact. Because, like you said, Raj, 11th hour, an injury, free agency, guys that you want could get signed by another team, or a guy you want to draft doesn't get drafted to you or fall to you. Anything could happen between now and before the start of the season, honestly.
And
Long way to go.
this messes up your free agency, like I said before. Your whole free agency process is messed up because of this. All of it. It's just up in the air. It is. There's no resolution, and unless he decides to take a deal early, and if he doesn't, then we're going to be stuck in purgatory for the next 3 to 4 months, and probably even after the draft. You don't know. You really don't know. So I I don't get it. I don't understand. I wish they would. I wish EDC would have got this done right after the 2020 season when he had a chance to. As soon as Josh Allen got his money, that's when exactly he should have struck a deal. Then he should have just gave him that exact contract or gave him a little bit more, and this would have been solved easily. But they just thought they knew what they was doing, and they're costing themselves. They costing themselves big time. They really are, especially the AFC. Man, the AFC is so loaded. It's not even funny. It's just so many good quarterbacks. So many good teams in this conference that you cannot play around and not draft well and not continue and not keep your talent. They've done and then right now they're not they're trying to it seems like they're trying to sabotage both of it. It's just like they don't want no offensive players to shine, and they don't want to keep the talent that got them in the playoffs or whatever to this point. Because let's name how many people they got rid of so far. They got rid of Hayden Hurst, and I think he played in the Super Bowl, I think, last year, right?
He did, and he had a really good year this year.
They got rid of Orlando Brown Jr. He won the Super Bowl this year.
And he's about to get paid.
They got rid of Marquise Brown. I mean, I understand that Hollywood wasn't always, great, but
He
when
still
you
had a
needed him,
thousand yards.
when you needed him to make plays, he caught the ball most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. And I think there's a fourth person, but I can't think of his name that got released. That was good with the Ravens. But it just feels like they just get rid of people that can really help this team, and especially on offense. So I I don't know. I don't know, man.
Derek, I agree with you. Lamar has to budge, but it looks like he's not trying to
Nah,
budge.
he's not budging, man. He's not budging at all. If he wanted to budge, he would have been did it. He would have been stepped off of that.
And
And
like you
he
said, some of the guys on this team, the Calais Campbell, the Marlon Humphreys, guys who aren't getting any younger, this team is ready to compete and win a Super Bowl in the foreseeable future, the next 1 to 2 years, or at least get to an AFC championship game. And they don't even look like they're going to be doing that. They may not even be a playoff team at this rate. Who knows?
nah, they're not a playoff team without Lamar Jackson. I'm just gonna say that right now. This team is not a playoff team without Lamar. They don't have any real offensive pieces except Dobbins and Bateman. And right now, Bateman is still unproven. And Dobbins, we don't know if he can stay healthy for an entire season. So it's a they don't have no offense. They don't they no I no Todd, like you said, Todd Monken might be able to change a lot of this stuff, maybe, but we don't know.
Well, if I ain't gonna lie, if you don't have Lamar and you got to go in there with anything less than that, I'm not too optimistic, especially if they can't add to it. Because like you said, who's gonna want to come here without Lamar? Lamar is the reason people would want to come here, not Todd
Exactly.
Monken, not Todd
He
Monken.
put he puts butts in the seats. I mean, he literally puts butts in the seats. When he got hurt last year after the Denver game, you know how many people came out for that Atlanta Falcon game? I mean, they were selling tickets for $5, bro. I could have went to that game for free if I wanted to. That's how bad. That's how bad it is in Baltimore without Lamar Jackson, without a superstar talent to go watch.
Yeah, it's more than
You,
just on the field. It's more than just
it's
on the
just
field.
more than just on the field. He makes a lot of money for this organization, and every year that he's been a starter, they have had a lot of prime time and money. And on top of that, it gives you more exposure in the league. And right now they are screwing this. They are literally screwing all of this up, all of it. Even if you don't win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson, you're going to make a lot of money with him. You're going to get all your money back. Even with if you gave him $231 million right now, you mean to tell me you're not going to get all that money back on the back end? You don't think you don't, Brown? Do you think they would get all that
I
money
mean,
back
hey,
back
I
in?
agree with you. If they want to give him a 230 guaranteed over 5 or 6 years and backloaded 3 years from now, I'd be cool with that. But clearly, Lamar isn't willing to negotiate or play fair. It seems like he wants his money and he wants it now. He wants like a Geno Smith. He getting 40, 50 this year and next year. But Derek, I think even with Lamar, this team is a Super Bowl contender. But with all the extra off the field stuff, I think it takes away from the on the field product where it could hinder this team. I mean, I don't. As presently constructed, they're not a Super Bowl team. Even with Lamar, they have to add to it. So let's be honest.
And he doesn't want an agent, Derek. He doesn't want an agent. He thinks he can get the deal done by himself or with the NFLPA. And as of right now, the price point is still going up, man. As much as these quarterbacks are getting paid right now, his price point is still where it's at. He still holds all the cards right now. The ball is still in his court, and the Ravens, if they want to match it, they can. But I just think there's going to be a team. There's going to be some team that's going to be like, you know what, we'll pay him that money, and they're going to swoop him at the last second before you can even say, oh my, he's going to be gone. There's going to be no, oh my God, he's gone.
Yep. It's like I said, I agree with both sides. Lamar deserves to get his money. The Ravens deserve to get a deal that is allows them to still add pieces to the team. I completely agree. But it's going to drag on. That's one thing we can all agree with here on this chat and this live. It's going to drag on, which is never good for what happens eventually on the field because the off the field stuff bleeds into the on the field stuff. It's never a good thing. And that's all I want to say about that.
Yeah, never a good thing. Never a good thing, especially when free agency is next week. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, hopefully this therapy session helped out some of us, and for some of us, maybe just made it a little worse, and we're all going
It
to
made
be
it
on
worse.
pins and needles.
It made it worse for me because I
Yeah.
was I was hoping they would have took that exclusive deal because then I would have been able to been like, all right, okay, we're going to be the only team that's going to negotiate with him. He's going to be here regardless, unless they want to trade him. He's going to be here. Now it's just a free for all, and is And that's never a good thing. It never is. And if he does leave, we only get 2 first-round picks for him, and we don't know where those first-round picks are going to be at. We don't know. We don't know if it could be for next year or this year or what. We don't know. We don't control any of that. So that's my biggest problem with all of this is we don't control the narrative on that end. All we can control is if we want to match whatever deal he gets.
Yes, Kate, we did mention it, but just to kind of catch you up, we think that last week the Ravens did, and Big Reg mentioned they talked to the owners at the owners meetings and at the combine, and owners are saying they're not going to give him a guaranteed contract. But who's to say an injury or a free agency move or something that happens in the draft doesn't make them go back on that? Who says Woody Johnson of the Jets, or remember the Browns were out on Deshaun Watson, and then they said, "Well, we'll just pay you whatever you want, and
That's
we'll
my
get you."
that's my point. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these teams saying that they out, and then once something doesn't happen, and once something happens that they don't want to happen, they can always go like, oh, you know what? We can offer him this type of money, and all of a sudden they got him. So
Yeah, that's
I,
what scares me. That's the only
that's
thing that
that's
scares me.
scary, and it will happen. It will. It will happen. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I don't think he's here, man. I don't. I want him. I want him to be here. I would love for him to be here, but the Ravens are making this too easy, and they're hard. They're hard headed at this point, and they've been like this, this entire time with him. So
Derek, I agree with you. He does have to get it done when it matters most. But I'd rather have Lamar than some of the other guys we mentioned or an unproven rookie. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Reggie, Derek, K. Dot, Malik, Tyler, Justin, everybody. Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Yeah, K. Dot, it could be all talk. NFL teams are going to do whatever they got to do to get that Super Bowl. We talked about the Rams, how they went all in, and they got it done. Now they're going to be terrible for the next few years. But
yep,
hey, you got to
it
get
was
that.
worth it. It was
Yes,
worth it. Uh,
yes.
Sometimes you got to go all out to get that ring. And you know what? The Rams did it not only once, but they did it twice. Remember, in 2018, they did something similar to this, and they went to the Super Bowl. They didn't
Yep.
win,
They just
but
ran into Tom Brady. So
they
yeah.
ran into Tom Brady. But still, they tried, and they went to 2 Super Bowls from it. Also with the Eagles back in 2017 when they went the first time, they had a lot of great players on that team and actually won the Super Bowl. Then they did it again this year. Granted, they had a better quarterback this year as well, but still, they brought in the pieces. They brought in AJ Brown. They drafted what's his name, the wide
Devontae
receiver
Smith.
from Alabama,
Yeah,
and
Devontae Smith.
yeah, Devontae Smith, and they went to the Super Bowl, and they can go back next year because of what they did. So it's all about taking chances, man. And the Ravens do not take chances. They do not. They don't pay people. They on the offensive end, and they don't take any chances to get any better. I hate to say this about EDC, but I have to say this, man. He is the type of GM that's like the almost guy. He's the almost. I almost signed him, or I almost traded for him, or I almost drafted him. No, man, we need you to be the guy that gets it done. And right now, you have not gotten it done on the offensive side. On defense, you're doing great. Okay, you got Roquan Smith to come over here, which is great. You got Marcus Williams. He's phenomenal. I love him. That was a great pickup. And Calais Campbell was a steal. You got Justin Houston was a great pickup as well. You get your defensive players, but on offense, man, it just seems like you really don't give a damn. Unless it's the offensive line, you can get some people on the offensive line, but wide receiver wise, I, running back wise is okay. Tight ends. Mark Andrews was drafted by Ozzie, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying, man, it's just like you don't. He doesn't put any effort into the offense like he really should. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I just got so many thoughts running through my head right now. It's crazy. But yeah, this team right now is just it's up in the air.
Sadly, the talk of the sports world, which I hate, when we're always on ESPN and being talked about and being the headline of all these sports shows, Get Up and First Take and Undisputed and
In a
NFL
negative
Live. Yes,
in a negative way, not in a positive way, in a
right,
negative way.
right.
That's never a good thing to be out there in a negative way, especially last week when your wide receiver called out the GM. For calling when the GM called them out. It's not a good look. It's not a
Yeah,
good
when it
look.
gets into the media, it's never good. Never good. I always say that. Never good when it gets into the media, gets into the public eye. Never good.
So I know everybody on this chat is frustrated. I've been frustrated for the longest. Going to continue to be frustrated with this team, but I'm they my hometown team. I'm going to stick with them, even though it pains me. It pains me to my core because I've never seen nothing like this from this team. I can understand if this was the Commanders. I could understand if this was the Jets or the Lions or another mediocre team or a trash team, but not from the Baltimore Ravens, man. Not from the hometown team. I never expected them to go to this go to this levels of goofiness that I've seen. I've never expected this ever. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be a really really long off season. Uh, I don't know what they're gonna do as far as people coming in. I'm not sure who they're gonna draft as that first overall pick, and I I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, they're going down a very dangerous path as an organization. And I know a lot of Ravens fans that are on the edge of not being Ravens fans anymore.
There's people in this chat. Big Red said he's gone if Lamar's gone.
Yeah, he's not the only one. My man Brian, my cousin, is like, if he leaves, I'm going where Lamar's going at. And we already know another Brian, Mr. Waters, was like,
Said the same thing.
I'm waiting for I'm waiting what they do with Lamar. I'm like, it's not a good look. It's just not a good look because it's going to tell every other quarterback that comes here, oh, we don't play it. We don't pay our players. Oh, we don't pay our quarterbacks, even if they win MVPs, even if they take them to the playoffs, even if they draw in money, even if we get primetime games. None of that matters. None of it. It's just we just dance, go out there and play, and we'll pay you whatever we want to pay you. Not we're not going to pay you what you're worth. So yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this team, but
There's Tyler. He said he's gone. He raises his hand.
I'm just
Said he'll crop Lamar.
seeing that.
Lord.
That's what Steve Bisciotti can't see. He can't see that, but he's gonna find out next year. He's gonna find out this year if Lamar's not in the, and not on the team. He's gonna find out big time because this team ain't going nowhere if Lamar's not here. I'm just gonna say it. They're not going anywhere. They'll be 8-8. They'll be maybe 9-8. They'll be somewhere around 500 possibly. But as
Best
far
case
as
scenario.
but as far as contending, as far as being one of those elite, AFC teams, I don't see it. And on top of that, the primetime games are completely whacked away. Straight,
Yeah.
it's gonna be back to 1 o'clock every Sunday. 1 o'clock only. No 425s, no 815s, no special Christmas Day games, no Thanksgiving Day games. None of that. None of it. So,
Malik, we are still going to be Ravens fans regardless of if they get goofy or if they get great. Don't worry
yeah,
about that.
I mean, we
But it's going to
cover
be a
them.
lot of
We
right,
cover them. We have to
right.
be somewhat kind of fans.
We
We cover them.
we want them to do well, but when they're wrong, we're going to call them out. And without Lamar,
Oh no, trust me. If they're no, I'm going to shit on them. I'm going to destroy them when they lose. No. Let's not get it twisted. If they go down this path of goofiness, I am going to make sure I destroy them every Sunday that I see them playing. And then you mark my words. I will destroy them every Sunday because they've earned this. They've earned this. This wasn't given. This was earned because they had a chance after chance to sign this man and put pieces around him, and they didn't do it. And now they want to play victim. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. Since you don't want to pay up, you better go out there and whoever you get as the quarterback, you better go out there and perform as the Baltimore Ravens, if you know what I mean. If you can't do that, then I'm going to destroy you, and you've earned it.
Yes, we'll be here, everybody. And I know everybody that's been in the chat. Most of you we see in all of our videos, and we appreciate y'all watching. And we know y'all are diehard Ravens fans, and y'all just want the best for the Ravens. So I'm not doubting anybody's fandom in this chat. And we appreciate all of you guys being here with us, helping the channel grow, and just being a part of this live stream. Ravens therapy session on a Tuesday afternoon happy hour. Anything else, Big Raj? I don't want to. I know you were unpacking, brother. I hope it helps you a little bit.
I'm just unpacking, man. I mean, I got a lot. I got a lot of thoughts going through my mind. Like I said before, this is not over with. Of course, this is not over with. This is just. I think this is the beginning, but it's like the middle. It's in the middle right now of everything. So we'll see what happens going down the stretch, though. We'll see what happens. This is the decision that they wanted. This is what they decided to do over the weekend. They was like, we're gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work in their favor. I don't think it will, but it could. If it does, great. If it doesn't, they're gonna be looking stupid, man. They're gonna be looking real dumb, and the egg is gonna be on their face, and it's just gonna give us a black eye as an organization all the way around because they completely fumbled everything, including the draft picks. So that's the biggest thing is you fumbled that the draft picks. You don't never see them fumbling that. That's what they love the most. Our draft picks.
And you know they want to get as many as possible. They take all the draft picks. Five for that 5 4th round picks last year. I mean, good lord, more draft picks than they can sign, as you see.
Exactly. And they drafted all 11 people too, by the way. All of them.
Yep,
They didn't
yep,
trade nobody. They was like, we're
yep.
gonna draft them all. But whatever, man. This is
This is
this is
the
what they wanted.
first domino to fall, massive domino, but the first one of many to fall because free agency is gonna be interesting, man. We know the Ravens ain't spending big money. Honestly, their best option is a trade, but they only have 5 picks this year, so they don't even have a lot of picks this year.
I just see them cutting people at this point. I see them cutting a lot of dudes and not picking up nobody. That's gonna cost them a lot of money. Because they don't have a plan. They don't have a plan. For once in a lifetime, they don't have a plan. And they just going in the wind. Woo! Wherever the wind takes them is where they're going.
I would love to be part of a Super Bowl run again. Ravens Gunny, it's been over 10 years. We're due.
We went in the Super Bowl, right? But boy, we're in the Super Bowl.
Madden
Yeah.
24. Was it
If
Madden
you watch
24
this
coming
on
out?
Instagram, I put that up with Lamar with the trophy. Matter of fact, let me show that
Yes, please
since
do.
you brought that up.
Yeah, I know I got the music playing, but we're still vibing, man. It's happy hour. We're just vibing out with you guys. Hope you have enjoyed this live stream. Appreciate Big Raj joining me and everybody in the chat.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that's the only time you're gonna see him win a Super Bowl is on the
Boy,
video game. Because he ain't gonna be here long enough to win it for the Ravens. Because they don't believe in him. Hold up, wait a minute. I got another picture. Another picture for you. Yeah, there you go. Hey,
with the hair and all, huh?
yes, with the hair and
Oh,
all with the Lombardi trophy. That's the only time you're gonna see him winning the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Because he ain't gonna be here. Okay. Some other team is gonna get his services and he's gonna go off to their team and do exactly what he's doing on this photo, which is holding up that Lombardi.
yeah, I did not expect to be on here live talking about a non-exclusive tag, so I'm kind of lost for words because it's something like I said I've never. Let me know in the chat who has had a non-exclusive tag in the NFL at the quarterback position, especially. I don't remember
Nobody.
any of this happened.
Nobody's had that. Not that I can think of. Not that it's a superstar. Not on his level.
As I said,
Never
Kirk Cousins was
MVP.
franchised. Dak was franchised. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You even saw yesterday running backs getting a franchise tag exclusive. Tony Pollard and Josh Jacobs.
And
Geno
Saquon
Smith getting
Barkley.
$50 million. Saquon Barkley got it today as well. So
It blows me. The shit blows me, man. It does. It blows my mind. I don't get what this organization is doing. I don't get it. I don't know why they this hard headed. I don't understand. Stop with the hard headedness. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating.
well, I think that's all we got, Raj. You got anything else before we get ready to get out of here?
No, we're an hour in, man. I think
Oh wow, I
this.
didn't even realize we were an hour in. We were really
Yeah, we're an hour in now. It just hit the 1 mark. So yeah, man, I appreciate everybody that stepped in. and watch, us, dribble and drabble over this goofiness that's going on with the Baltimore Ravens. I appreciate all you guys. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new, and if you want to donate, hit that super chat because that's definitely popping as well. And stay tuned for more, more news and more videos and more live streams because we got another one coming up tomorrow. If you're a wrestling fan, the AEW Dynamite live stream will be streaming at 8 o'clock. So definitely let us know what you think in the chat as well. Tell a friend to tell another friend. We do these pretty much almost every single day. Well, some type of video, some type of content. But yeah, man, screaming out loud. Tell the Baltimore Ravens how y'all really feel, man. Don't be afraid. A lot of people, some people, like half of the fan base is happy, half of the other fan base is miserable like us, and and then the other half of the fan base is just
They don't care.
they,
Kind
they
of like me right now. I'm kind of like in the middle. I kind of want to put a positive spin on this. Maybe a video tomorrow, maybe because there's so much negativity. I'm gonna maybe try to put a positive spin on it. But yes, we'll be live for
have fun
AEW.
with that. Have fun with putting a positive spin on this.
I just,
It's
I don't
not. It's
know.
nothing positive about
I'm
this.
trying to be glass half full. Trying to be glass half full.
That's fine. Yeah, I understand, but I don't see the
Because
positivity.
he means
And
more than just
only
football.
the only thing is if the only positive thing is if a deal is done before the draft. If a deal is done before the draft for the Ravens, that's phenomenal. But if a deal is done before the draft and he got to go somewhere else, that sucks. But either way, it sucks. But at least it's going to be done with. So that's the only thing that's going to be great about that. But if it's done after the draft and he's gone, that's terrible. So I mean, I don't know. That's the only positive thing I can come up with.
Let us know if you guys want more live streams like this, where we just vent Raven stuff and whatever else in the sports world or whatever else. We'll add it to the list of content because we're nothing without you guys, so we appreciate it. Vote on the poll if you haven't already. Hit the like button. Look for more videos this week, maybe tomorrow, but we'll definitely be live for AEW and yeah, you'll see some Ravens videos before the end of the week. More content as more news comes out. Only place Raj giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Been here for over an hour. Appreciate you all rocking with us. Everybody in the chat. Flex on One, Twitter and Instagram. FlexOn1 at gmail.com. Super chat us. Flex on One on Cash App. Flex on Podcast on TikTok. For Big Raj, our social media producer who made the stream possible, God's favorite host signing off. We'll see you guys tomorrow on the channel. Hit the bell, like button, subscribe. Ravens, non-exclusive franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson. If he does sign with another team, Ravens get 2 first-round picks. Flex on Podcast. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.
Peace.